What's up everyone out there in YouTube land? It's Charles here with another Rocket Punch Army review. Today we have the Combiner Wars Armada Megatron. As you can see, I've started already without the box. There's really nothing too fancy on the box, but if you guys want to see it, it's pretty much this. You get the alternate mode there and the robot mode, a little bit of information there, and just a typical front here with some artwork. Alright, but having said that, let's move on to Armada Megatron, which I already have displayed here. If you guys are interested in getting this, it's available at bigbadtoystore.com, and there's also a lot of other cool stuff there, so make sure you check it out. Link is in the description. And yeah, so here he is. This is the first one I picked up out of the two Megatrons that are available. I kind of wanted to test the waters with this guy since he is the one that was more readily available at the time that I was looking to buy one of these. So yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. The first thing that grabs my attention is just the lack of hollowness, really, compared to a lot of the newer Transformers, especially since this is a leader class, and we all know the Jetfire had a lot of hollow things going on. You'll notice the back of the arms, there's nothing really hollow anywhere. I mean, you get the hollowness right here, but there's treads there, so that's perfectly understandable, but really nothing that I can really complain about. Not even the inside of the legs here. There's actually more leg going on right in there. Even if we lift this panel here, which you would assume would be hollow underneath, is not, as this is actually part of a vehicle mode, which we'll get into in just a moment. So I gotta say, it's one of the cooler releases in a little while. The only thing I can really complain about is really, you know, the looseness, I guess. It's not like solid, but I mean, it's not floppy either. It's just got a little bit of play going on here and there. And as we take a look up close, it's almost like he's sad but angry at the same time. He's just pissed off. And I like all the little details going on there. The paint is just really nice. Move down to this area here. You'll see the little different paint applications. You get a couple of different purples going on there. I don't know if it's immediately evident through the camera. I don't know what's up with the two different purples, but they are, you know, close enough to each other to not really be that big of a deal. We move down to the leg here. It's got a little bit of these paint apps here on the armor bits. And one thing that I found a little strange, you'll see his legs are green, and so are his feet. Now the feet, even though the green is pretty much the same as this, the feet are painted, which I thought was a little strange when they could have just easily molded this out of the same green. So I don't know what's up with that. It just seems like unnecessary use of paint, and that probably could have been used to detail something else. But I think overall, he's pretty well detailed. There's nothing I can look at on his figure and think, hey, this is just way too blank and plain looking. If you look everywhere, there's details all over the place, and I think overall they did a really good job. Hidden right here on the shoulders, kind of lost here a bit, are the little Decepticon logos. They don't really stand out as much as I would like them to. I wish they had some sort of outline. That would have been really nice, and you'll see the other one here. But again, they did a really good job. There's a lot of detailing, a lot of paneling going on. So right here is the arm cannon, obviously. It does have a shooting missile, which we'll check out right here. And then on this arm, it has a little weapon here, little rifle, which does come apart into two separate guns, as you can see here. And you could actually place the two here on his hands. It's a little more awkward with the cannon side, but you can do it. You can pop one in there, pop the other one in here, or you can also attach it to the side of the legs like so. So we'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. One of the real neat things about this is this little tread feature, which I don't want to spoil right now. We'll wait till vehicle mode, but I think that's one of the highlights of this figure. So we're going to do some scale comparisons. We'll put this guy right here. Here he is with the leader class movie Optimus Prime. This is what 50 bucks got you back then. A really highly detailed figure with tons and tons of pieces, even the electronic feature. All right, and now this is what 50 bucks gets you. So even though the figure is great, there is a vast difference from what was available for and now. And I kind of understand, you know, the whole economics thing in plastics. Whatever you guys decide is the reason. And then we're going to put this guy here and check him out with another newish leader here, which is the Jetfire. And although Jetfire is a great figure, a lot of people could not stand having the empty pieces, which I'm sure I don't really need to show you. You got these hollow bits here. You got the hollow innards of the leg here. So a lot of things going on in the wings here and all that stuff. We all know what we're talking about here. But this guy thankfully does not suffer from the hollowness. And then we'll do a little scale comparison here with the Voyager class Combiner Wars Optimus Prime. Now we'll get into some articulation. We have the head here on a ball joint. The head does go back and forth, looks up and down. We have the shoulders, which are on spring-loaded ratchets. I don't know if you can see the ratchets right there. They're hopping right on the teeth. And it feels a little flimsy. You can see I can actually pull the teeth apart. I hope that does not end up breaking or anything. I haven't heard any reports of anybody breaking it. But yeah, so the shoulders also move back and forth this way. You got the elbows, which are also ratcheted, and then you have the bicep swivel here. You also have the little swivel here on the hands. You have the waist joint, which is just limited here with the backpack, but it still allows a good amount of movement for, you know, those kind of poses you want. If anything, you can actually shift these up a little bit, and that allows you to go even further. We have the legs here, which ratchet out, and they have these little flaps, which allow you to really bring it out. You got the knees, which are ratcheted also. You got the thigh swivel here, and the feet, they do move this way. It's more for transformation, not much of a slant here or a little angle pivot. So when you put the legs this way, it kind of has that angle going on. And speaking of the legs being split, it's got that whole like classics Jetfire kind of thing where it's either like this, way too close, or what I think is way too wide. And I actually wouldn't think it would be all too bad, except you know, the feet don't actually angle, so it does look a little bit awkward if we take a look. And for me, it sort of leans forward a little bit and looks a little off. Not so much, you know, when you're looking at it from the front, but from the side it feels like it's almost ready to tip over, even though I haven't had that issue yet. Alright guys, so we're going to get into the transformation now so you can check it out. So let's get started. Now that we have him in vehicle mode, let's just do a quick size comparison. Here's Masterpiece Sideswipe right off to the side there. So you can see it's a very nice sized tank. It's probably not in scale at all, since tanks are really ginormous, but it's still a decent size. And even in tank mode, just the level of detail is just really nice. I love all this armor right here, all the paneling. Everything's really cool on this. I'm absolutely digging it. I did end up noticing while in vehicle mode that the foot actually that I was telling you guys it's painted is actually painted darker on this side. So this green here looks a little darker than the actual plastic, but the plastic, or excuse me, the paint on this side matches the plastic perfectly. So that's a little strange. Didn't notice it in robot mode, so I don't think it bothers me all too much. And you'll see some nice Tampo Decepticon logo here. Another nice little Tampo print right there. And I like the way the gun just fits right through the top here. And you'll see it's extended further. And you still have the shooting feature, which we'll check out. As you can see, I've placed the gun that splits in two right on the top here. I sort of touched on a cool little feature of this while it was in robot mode. I didn't want to spoil it until I got into vehicle mode. But it's a fact that the treads actually freaking work. And it's not just one. I didn't even know how they were going to do that, but they obviously split the treads in two here to keep working treads. So I really, really have to give a big thumbs up to Hasbro. They could have really just, you know, completely failed at this and just made it molded treads. And they actually gave us rubber working treads. And it details really nice. You'll see the way the teeth right here on the wheel actually dig into the sides of the tread. So I think the only downside would be for these to just disintegrate over time. I hope they don't. I can't tell if they're natural rubber. It's really hard for me to tell at the moment, but let's just hope those don't deteriorate. Now if we look out back here, this piece here was a little hard for me to see what they actually wanted done in the instructions. It really just looks like it's laying there, but it looks a little bit awkward. You can actually fold it to the back. It actually even sort of like these tabs go right underneath, and they're evenly spaced there, so it almost looks like it's supposed to do that, but then you lose the rotating turret feature. So you can have it like this, or you can actually fill up this big hole here by just passing that through and having that there, which still looks a little strange, but better than a hole, and it still allows you to use the rotating turret, which is ratcheted, and I think that's an absolutely spectacular feature also. And that's all I can pretty much say. I know the price is a little hard to swallow when we've been used to getting a lot more for 50 bucks from Hasbro, but this is really the best you're going to get for modern Transformers at the moment. I don't see things getting any better with pricing and or materials, but overall, excellently done, guys. If you want to pick one of these up, click the link below for Big Bad Toy Store. Not only pick up this guy, but there's tons of other stuff in there that might interest you, so check it out. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And if you're liking the videos, please subscribe, support the channel, and until next time, guys, bye-bye.